Hello everyone, Ryan here. Baby Driver. I recently saw this movie and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I was kind of expecting it to be like a typical kind of bank heist movie. Granted that is like pretty much what most of the story revolves around, but it's really so much more than that. The main character is this young guy named Baby. He goes by the name Baby. He's a getaway driver. He works for Kevin Spacey. Well, Kevin Spacey's character, he's like this crime boss of some kind. So Baby, he's like in his employ. Every time Kevin Spacey puts together these different plans to rob banks, and he assembles a team together, and the character Baby, he's pretty much the only guy that ends up always being a part of each group. And of course, the big kind of, I guess, twist is that Baby, when he was a kid, he was in the car with his parents, and they got into a bad accident, like pretty much slammed into a semi, and both his parents were killed. And ever since then, he's had this like high-pitched ringing in his ears, and in order to drown it out, he has to pretty much listen to music 24/7, and so he's always got earbuds in, and even when he's like at home in his apartment, he listens to a record player, and which, I kind of thought that it wouldn't add anything big to the movie, but I was surprised that it actually did, because and not only that, but like pretty much like every like playlist that this guy Baby like puts together, there was a reason for him doing it. It was like, so not only was the music helping to drown out the ringing in his ears, but it was also helping him to go through with these different bank heists, and also pretty much helped him to gain the enough confidence to, speed away from the police. And of course the different car chase scenes in this are really awesome. They're really great. I also like that, there's pretty much like no CGI in this. If there is, it's done in a way that you can't even tell. But after watching this, like I took a look at special features, because I checked this out from my local library, rented the DVD, and the special features, it shows like a behind the scenes thing, and the fact that they only use practical special effects, meaning they, no CGI for any of the car chase scenes or stunts or explosions. It was all, real. They had like almost like an entire team of stunt drivers, stuntmen, and which is pretty cool. I like that. I appreciate that, because it definitely gave this movie helped to set this movie apart from all the other bank heist movies and robbery movies, or even movies about thieves in general. And I really like that. You could really tell that. I would say this is definitely a movie that you would need to watch more than once, in order to just to gain a greater appreciation for the intricacies of each car chase, and different special effects and whatnot. And so yeah. Now, of course, as far as the story goes, eventually Baby, he wants to stop being a getaway driver. Of course, it proves to be hard for him to do, because Kevin Spacey's character keeps drawing him back in, telling him that he has to keep working for him. And then also Baby, like, he meets a girl, some waitress at a diner, and he wants to stop living a life of crime, and just wants to like settle down, and but he's not able to do that. So eventually he goes on like one last job, and then with these other characters, the actor John Hamm is in this, and he's supposed to be like some kind of middle-aged, I don't know, bank robber. He goes by the name Buddy, and he's got this really beautiful younger, I don't know, 25 or something like that, 25-year-old girlfriend, and she goes by the name Darling. And then you got Jamie Foxx is in this. Jamie Foxx is supposed to be some kind of like harder-edged criminal. He goes by the name Bats, and it was really interesting to see these different characters interact with each other, because they do it in a way where it's like, it's believable. It doesn't come off as like cheesy. It doesn't come off as like, they're just following a script, and they don't really care, like they're phoning it in. But no, in this, I could really tell that each actor, they weren't phoning anything in. They weren't like, it seemed like to me they're really invested in each character, the different characters they were portraying, and which is another thing that I liked about this movie. And it was just interesting to see them interacting with each other, because to me it felt more authentic, more genuine, not forced. And because I've seen so many other bank heist movies and movies about thieves where it's just like they'll have like groups of 20 plus men, and they're just all trying to see who could be the most macho. And but in this one it wasn't really like that. I would say, Jamie Foxx's character, he's definitely like, he comes off as the macho guy, like he's trying to prove to everyone that he's manly and strong and but that's because that's his character. His character is like, you could tell he's really insecure, mostly because he feels like he has no control over the group. So anyways, eventually the movie builds toward this pretty climactic ending, and I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, eventually Baby, he is able to leave the life of crime. Of course he does have to accept some kind of punishment, for being involved in all these bank heists for so long. But yeah, and again, actually I would say the music, to me, it was like each song in this came almost pretty much came off, for me, it came off as like separate character too. Like each song in this was like a separate character, and each song ended up setting the mood for pretty much every scene. That's what made this movie unique. For me, that's what made it unique, and I believe anyone who watches it will interpret it in the same way. I've never seen any other movie quite like this. Yeah, with the exception of the whole bank heist thing. But aside from that, there's actually a very cool, artsy kind of aspect to it, and profound aspect to it. And so, yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. Ultimately, as far as the rating goes, I gotta give this, I'm gonna say 9, or even 9.5, 9.5 out of 10 at the most. And yeah, now the ending, I do like how it ends. Like I said, the character Baby, he does he is able to leave behind a life of crime, but he's got to accept some kind of punishment. But I don't know. I feel like the way it ended, it leaves it open for a sequel, but also kind of doesn't. So, I don't know. I guess it all depends on whether or not the director, because the director is Edgar Wright, and yeah. I guess it all depends on whether the director decides to do a sequel or not. Because supposedly he had the idea for this movie like years and years ago, and it took him a really long, I think like close to 10 years before he actually had the first draft of the script ready or something like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I never heard of this director before. I mean, maybe I have, but I just never paid attention. So I definitely want to see some of the other movies he's done, or at least been a part of. Because, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by this. So, yeah, that would pretty much do it for my review of Baby Driver. Once again, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, next time, don't forget, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.